please read this disclaimer carefully before proceeding further. Welcome traders to the analysis of Forex pairs. We are going to look at EURUSD, GBP USD and USD CHF in this analysis. Thanks for joining me here. My name is Vic. So let's look at EURUSD. Even before we start with EURUSD, if you haven't checked out the video analysis video on DXY, go and check it out, because DXY dollar strength is obviously going to impact all of these currency pairs, and that analysis is very in-depth. It's quite educational as well, so I strongly suggest that you check that one out and come back to this analysis. Right, you will find the link to that video in the suggested videos as well. So what we have on EURUSD monthly time frame, that market is probably going to create on the weekly or monthly time frame, market can actually create a W sort of pattern, but for that to happen it has to go through this, this particular level here, and which can take few months, and then market may rise into this level here, somewhere around this level here, where we have previous structures. So that's what we have on monthly time frame here in terms of the W pattern. But there are a few other scenarios. A trader always prepares for all the scenarios. You can have a bias, but you must prepare for all the scenarios, up and down, and what kind of market movements can be there, because you can make money on both sides. You can plan for both sides and then just let the market play. When the market is playing, just go with the flow. That's how you make money trading the markets. Okay, so what we have right now is that market has also created a W pattern here. If you are not able to visualize that properly on this time frame, then let me go to the lower time frame, and that should be far better visible to you. So let me just squeeze in here, and this is the W pattern that I'm talking about right now. This is what it is what's forming. And if you see, the market actually reached the first profit target here, and then it started to go higher, which is quite expected. And in this process we can also expect market to go and create an M pattern, which will probably coincide with this level here, with the previous structure level here as well. And after that we can expect market to go one higher once again. So what we have right now is that market is probably turning bearish right now, and it may come back down to retest this midpoint of this M pattern, this particular level here. That's quite a possibility. That's a bearish scenario. On the bullish scenario, this is the level that we are interested in. This is the previous supply level here, and that means if the market goes there, then it can form a double top or divergence based off setup, and then it can start to fall down. So this is how you prepare for both scenarios. If the market starts to go higher, you can obviously take the long trades based on the entry criteria, based on the confirmations that you may have. And if the market starts to fall down, you can take this short trade based on the again entry confirmation or criteria that you have. You can make money on both sides, right? You can play with the market. So right now what we have here is, if I go and look at the daily time frame once again, so on daily time frame what we have is that the market created a W pattern, and we were expecting that. I was expecting it to complete somewhere around here, but this went into another one, but we were looking at this level anyway. So the market hit that level and started to fall back down. Now having because this is a new month, and there is a bank holiday in a few countries next week starting Monday, so there can be a lot of up and down here, but I'm expecting market to go up a little bit and then come back down to test this particular level here, which is also going to be the profit target of this W pattern which has completed. Okay, and then market may go up a little bit. If you are looking for short-term trading opportunities, this area can actually give you very good up and down movement, for day trades. But ultimately I'm expecting market to fall back down and test this previous low here. Ultimately that is what I'm expecting. It can go up, there can be pullbacks, but it is expected to fall down to this level ultimately. So, and why is that? Because dollar index is also telling me that it is probably going to test the previous high. That means the EURUSD is going to test the previous low here, and that is why I'm suggesting that you should go and check out the dollar index analysis. Now if I bring in original analysis, this is what we had. Okay, the market was supposed to come to this FCP zone, which it did. There was a lot of rejection around here, and then market broke out and it completed that another extended W pattern here around this level, which was 1.21368, and then market started to fall back down. And why this area is important, because we have 1.2 level here, and that is why the market is trying again and again. And you see, this is a strong rejection from the top, and that is telling me that it can continue all the way down to this level here, obviously with minor pullbacks, as I was just talking about. But right now we have this kind of like, possibility. The market can go back up into FCP zone and then fall back down. Ultimately, it is supposed to reach this level of 1.19796, near about that level. Beware of 1.2 level as well. So it can come down to 1.2 level, go back up and then fall back down. That is also a possibility. So if there is any pullback, like into FCP zone or even higher, I'll look for a short opportunity, and my target will be 1.19796, near about that level. And if that level is broken, then I'm looking for the next level like this, and after that all of these levels are binary levels, like you can treat them as support and resistance, but I'm expecting market to continue after a pullback or whatever. It can continue falling into the next FCP zone, which is around here. So this is what we had on Euro USD. If you found this useful, make sure you hit the like button and put in a comment at the bottom of this video telling me, like, how do you find this analysis, and what is your opinion on this analysis, and what is your own analysis on Euro USD. Okay, so let's move on to, let's look at USD CHF. Okay, on USD CHF, let me actually close this and go to the monthly time frame. On monthly time frame, you see the market is moving higher, and this is the one which is actually kind of like giving strength to dollar index. You see, dollar index is combination of various currency pairs, and USD CHF is one of them. Now if you compare dollar index with USD CHF, you see they are doing the similar sort of pattern here, and that is why I'm saying that USD CHF is the one which is providing the dollar the strength, or the market structure right now. Okay, so what we have on the monthly time frame is, again, there was a W pattern which completed around here. Market started to fall back down, and I'm expecting it continue higher. But you see, this candle is very, very strong. If it was closing somewhere in the middle, what I'm talking about is, if it had closed somewhere around here, then I would have expected strong bullish movement if it had closed somewhere around here. But because this has kind of eaten up majority of the previous month's momentum, it can fall down and then start to go back up. That is a possibility here, but nonetheless there can be a pullback sort of possibilities or to the upside as well on USD CHF. So if I bring in the weekly time frame, let me just quickly go to the weekly time frame. On weekly time frame, what we have is that market is possibly going to create a W pattern here, which is looking like this. It can just come here and then start to move higher, but the first target has to be like this. Remember, there is a bearish scenario as well, so that's why we are going to trade in steps only. So we'll trade up to this midpoint, and then we'll look for higher movements upwards. So this is what we are looking for. Let me bring in the original analysis that we had. The first analysis that we had was on monthly time frame. So on monthly time frame, this is the FCP zone that I posted near about 4 months ago, and quite accurately the market started to go higher from this level, and it has reached nearly all the profit targets except for this one, which is somewhere around here. And that is why I'm expecting it to reach there as well, ultimately, after doing a retest or something like this. It can go down and then go back up, so something like this is also possible. Something like this is also possible, or from here it can go start to move higher, but beware of this particular level that we have got. Okay, so let's go and look at the daily time frame. On daily time frame, we had this FCP zone, and the market has come into this FCP zone, and it has started to show an engulfing candle right here. That means it is expected to go higher, and all of this is what I call as bad behavior. This is a very tight sort of channel, and what I'm expecting is sudden rise to the upside. There can be a huge sudden rise to the upside, cleaning all of this bad behavior, and that can lead us into this previous high, and if that is broken, then we are looking for the FCP zone. Okay, so this is what we have on USD CHF. If you enjoyed this analysis, then you know what to do. Hit the like button and put in a comment at the bottom of this video, and share this analysis with other traders and trading communities, because they can also benefit from this analysis like yourself and me. Right, let's look at GBP USD. Okay, on GBP USD what we have is, let's remove this. Okay, so the market, let's go to the monthly time frame. Okay, on GBP USD I'm expecting a downward movement, because you see there has been a lot of rejection from the top, and 1.40 has started to act as resistance, which I posted in the previous analysis a few weeks ago. And why we have that is because of this previous structure here. Not just because of that, but also because of a W pattern which has completed here. So the market is expected to fall further down, and it is really going to come to this level here, which can act as support here, 1.35 level or so. And that's why I'm expecting a bearish movement on GBP USD. But we'll have to see how it actually opens up. Why we had this bullish candle in the previous month of April 2021 is because of huge bullish momentum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, near about 5 months GBP USD has been going up. There was only one candle which was bearish, so we were expecting some kind of bullish momentum ultimately to have, and after that, if the market opens in the right way, then it can start to fall down and form a bearish candle in the month of May. So this is what we have right now on monthly. Let's go to the weekly time frame. On weekly time frame we can already see a lot of rejection coming from the top, so it is expected to fall further down. 1.40 has acted as resistance. Market went through it, then fell down, went back to retest it, and now it is falling down. So GBP USD is looking like a sell, and this is the profit target for now, short-term profit target. It is expected to fall to the mid zone and then continue to fall down, and this can give us a very good M pattern, which means that at some point in time the market is expected to rise higher. Right, so let's see what kind of opportunity we have on daily time frame. Let's go to the daily time frame here. On daily time frame, the market kind of created is also creating an M pattern here. So because the market came to 1.4 level and it was never able to go beyond it again, so it is creating an M pattern, and this has closed below the midpoint. That means it is expected to fall further down. There can be a minor pullback on daily basis or 4-hourly basis. There can be a pullback up, but ultimately it is expected to fall down, and once it has reached this mid level here, then it is expected to rise higher, and then it can come back down to the mid level, and then it can fall back down to create that huge M pattern that we just saw. So this is kind of the momentum or the movement that I'm expecting, and this is how you should analyze. You should analyze both sides. You should analyze what kind of structure market could be forming. On the bullish side, we also have a possibility of creating an W pattern. So this is a possibility, still a possibility. So if the market is, remember, this is an M pattern, and if the market starts to go higher and if it goes beyond this level, then we are looking for a W pattern. That means the market can go back into 1.420 level here. So that's the bullish scenario. So how do we play this? We look for a pullback and then we look for a short. However, if the market starts to go higher and it actually violates this 1.4 level, then we are looking for only long positions. Okay. Right, so let's bring in the original analysis here, and this is what we had before. So remember we were long from this FCP zone. We went long from this FCP zone all the way to this level, then fell back into this FCP zone, and there have been minor FCP zones once again. Now because this is a good FCP zone here, this can act as support again. The market can actually push back up, and that is why we can have a little bit of pullback on 4-hourly or daily basis, and then we can expect market to fall down once again into these FCP zones, which are still valid. All of these levels and zones are still valid, and this is the upward zone that I was just talking about. If the market starts to go higher to create something like this, Let's quickly take that. So if the market starts to go higher to create something like this, then that is the FCP zone we have got, but for that it needs to violate this mid level here at 1.40. okay, so this is what we had on Forex analysis. We covered Euro USD, USD CHF, and GBP USD, and that should give you plenty of opportunities coming in the coming week and this month. And if you enjoyed this analysis, again, make sure that you support this channel, because your likes and comments motivate us to provide us with free and in-depth analysis every week. So make sure you support this channel and share it with other traders as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great trading week and have a great trading month. If you're interested in learning how to analyze the markets the way I do using Fibonacci Confluence, then head over to wikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see Core Strategy Training Program. On this page you'll be able to see the testimonials of previous students and also look at the brochure. The brochure has a lot more information, including the course structure and the Fibonacci Confluence Training Program curriculum. This is a very extensive program in which we cover basic core Fibonacci concepts along with the advanced concepts to analyze the markets with high probability. If you're interested in joining this program, come to wikinsa.com, and under training section you'll be able to see and submit this form.